Alright, Kung Fu Spirit video, just sharing some life experiences. So the question is, does money make you happier? And I'm just gonna share my personal experience. This is not like a right or wrong answer. It's just everybody views it differently based on their experiences. I'm not saying that this is what everybody feels, but I'm gonna just tell you how I feel at this moment. Um, I think in order to fully understand the question, you had to experience both sides. If you only experience one side, then your perspective is not going to be complete. It's just going to be one-sided because you haven't experienced the other side. And the short answer to the question, I say yes. And what I say is that I've been through both sides, not having much money and and struggling for many years, and but not necessarily unhappy. The spiritual training, the meditation taught me to find happiness and simplicity. But I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I was struggling because I know how to manage my money so that I don't have to struggle, even when I don't have much money, and I still, was very happy. Um, but just basically living in like poverty line guidelines where um, you're considered poor compared to the majority out there. Being on welfare, whatever the case may be, and just barely having much money, never really having enough money to buy any luxuries or, to enjoy certain things in life that other people might be able to enjoy. So I've definitely experienced that for many years, and just recently, you know, I experienced like the opposite, just having more money and, more than enough money, more money than I ever had before in my life. And it's a great feeling. Um, it just enhances everything, to the point where you could be comfortable, not just yourself, but for your family. Um, like basically having options that you never had before. Being able to um, to go out to eat like whenever you want to, like not always having to eat in, and be cost efficient with food and what you buy, what you eat. So you get to eat out whenever you feel like it. But the bad thing with that is, you know, it's easier to eat unhealthy, easier to gain weight because you're typically, when you cook for yourself, it's gonna be healthier than when you eat out. Other great things is just when you could afford a place to live that's just nicer. Um, it just it just puts you in a great mood when you have more space, and not just more space, but like the energy of the space is very important. If you don't have much money and then you're living like in a rough neighborhood and there's shootings and killings like that happen right there on the block and on your street, you hear gunshots, you hear cop cars, you hear um, ambulance trucks. It's just a lot of noise out there, people screaming and yelling and arguing. um, when you're walking home, you're worried, you're looking over your shoulder worried that somebody might try to rob you. um, Women may be worried that somebody might be trying to rape them. um, and you're worried about, you have a car parked out in the front, you're worried about somebody vandalizing your car, because just so many people have access to it. Everywhere you go, people are always asking you for money. um, and it's just really rough. You live in a very small space, and you don't have that much room. You can't invite people over because there's not that much room. You're living in a studio apartment, and you don't have laundry, so you have to drive your car to do your laundry and pay for laundry and then sit there and wait for it to be done. Um, you know, you it's you don't have like nice kitchen countertops. You don't have a nice bathroom. Um, you don't have nice hardwood floors. Um, your neighbors might be making a lot of noise, and upstairs they're trampling on, and then the ceiling's making all this noise, and it's like you could hear, walls aren't built that well. You could hear everything, like all you could hear all your neighbors doing their things. You don't get your mail because it gets stolen like all the time. Like you can't even get packages sent to your home because it's getting stolen from the people out there. And it's just not something that's joyful. I mean, if you're spiritual, you can find joy in it, or you could appreciate it. You could appreciate that you have a place to stay. But when you compare it to a life where you're comfortable, you can see the contrast, and then it's just like, wow, I've come a long way, and I'm thankful that I don't have to live under those conditions anymore. When you have money, you can move to a place where it's nice, and you got a parking spot. You might even have your car in the garage, and then less people have access to it, so there's less of a chance of somebody vandalizing your car, less of a chance of your car getting damaged, and you got nice bathroom. It's like nice sink, and the tub doesn't like clog on you. Just everything in the bathroom's nice. So when you go to the bathroom, it feels like welcoming. It feels good. The kitchen's nice. You got nice countertops, and nice tiles in the kitchen. And when you cook in the kitchen, you feel like you feel good. You got a nice fridge. It's clean, and there might be a water dispenser, an ice dispenser, and you know you might have like nice hardwood floors, clean floors. You could take your shoes off and your feet aren't going to be like black and dirty and dusty. Um, you got more space. You get a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. You can invite people over. The people can hang out in the living room, and then if you need to take a nap, you could go in the bedroom. You could host like little gatherings, little parties. Um, you got a nice, comfortable couch to sit in. It's just, you might have a balcony, and you can hang out in the balcony, enjoy the weather. It's in a nice neighborhood. Like people don't ask you for money. There's not like shootings out there. You don't gotta worry about getting shot. You don't gotta worry about like just people begging you for money all the time. You got laundry in your home, and you could just do your laundry whenever you feel like it. Um, it just it just makes life so much easier, and it makes you feel good. It makes you happy because you don't have to struggle. Like how you did. So that's the place of living. When it comes to like bicycles, I mean, some people might know that I'm really into bikes, and there's a huge difference between like a bike that you buy from Walmart for like $100 compared to like the bikes that you see at the Tour de France, the carbon fiber bikes that cost thousands. There's a huge difference, and when you ride the nice carbon fiber bikes, it it just makes you happy when you're riding because it's such a joyful experience. How smooth the bike is, and how the gears shift, and how fast you could go, and how light the bike is, and how aerodynamic it is. The brakes work awesome, and it's like you're just happy while you're riding, and it's a joyful experience. It's just quality, and I feel that we all appreciate quality in this world. Like everybody appreciates quality. Like we used to have flip phones, and then now we got like these high-tech iPhones, you know, where we could make videos, we could take pictures, we could do video chats, we could, you know, text message. Like we want quality phones, and with quality you need, typically, almost in all cases, if you want quality, then you got to pay more money. So quality phones, quality bicycles, quality space for living. Like you're not gonna find a nice place to live if it's only $500 a month. But if you're spending like 1,500, $2,000 a month, then there's a good chance that it's gonna be a nicer place. And when it comes to vehicles, it's just an extension of the bicycle. It's just a mechanical, um, like technology that takes you from point A to point B at a quicker, you know, quicker pace. So the bicycle, you use your legs as generating power to help you get to where you need to go. The car is, you just press the gas pedal and the motor works, and then it moves you to where you need to go. So it's just an extension of the bike. So if we didn't have cars, then they used to use horses, um, and it's just like the horse, the bike, the car, they're modes of transportation. The great thing about the car is that when you have family, kids and things like that, you could transport them from one location to another, but you can't really do that with a bike, or not that you can't really, you just can't do it, and a car is like almost a necessity if you have a family. So no matter how like frugal that you try to live, if you have children, there's going to be certain things that you're going to have to get in order to support the children. So one of them is a car. And if you have a car, if you have a nice car, a really nice car compared to like a junky car or an old car that doesn't work that well, I mean, it's a huge difference. Like you don't want, you're not going to be that happy driving a car and then it just breaks down on you and then you got to take it to the mechanic shop, or all the time, something's wrong with the engine. The oil's leaking. I mean, all this stuff has happened to me, like leaking oil, check engine light, just like air condition doesn't work. It's like super hot out and the air condition doesn't work, and it's like almost 100 degrees in the car and you're just like sweating like crazy and just very uncomfortable. If you got a car that just moves really slow, it just doesn't feel good. I mean, it's just like you limping opposed to you being able to walk. I mean, it wouldn't feel good if you can't walk how you normally walk, and you have a car that goes slow. It doesn't feel good, but other times, if it saves gas, that's great. That saves you money. But I like speed, when it's, in a car. The comfortness of the car. When you have a car that has like nice leather seats, it feels so much better than just sitting in the fabric stuff. You sit in the fabric stuff, and then it could trap in these stenches. People spill stuff on there, or people smoke in the car, or whatever stench is in the car. It gets trapped in the fabric, and it doesn't smell good in the car. And then there could be stains on the fabric, and the leather seats is just so much better. A car that goes fast, a car, that's efficient, a car that doesn't break down, um, and then just the ride of the car, like how smooth the car, rides. Like basically, if you have a nice car, that you spent good money on, then it's like every time you go in the car, it's like a feeling of happiness that, hey, this is such an amazing experience. Like it puts you in more of like a state of calmness, and more like easier to be in meditation while you're driving. Same thing with the bicycle, and all these things cost money. If you want a nice bike, you want a nice car, you typically have to spend that money. A nice home to live, you know, um, when it comes to the food, it is convenient to be able to go out to eat, and then other people cook, and then other people, clean the dishes and things like that. It's convenient, but still, it is good to cook at home. And even if you buy food at the grocery store, there's going to be a difference in quality of food. Like, if you don't have much money, then you can't get the New York steak strip, which costs, like, say, like $10 a pound. You got to get the steak that only costs like $3 a pound. And that steak, when you cook it, it just don't taste that good. It's really, it's not moist, it's not like flavorful, and it also, tastes like you're eating rubber or something like that. And like, even at the grocery store, there's differences in quality. And if you spend the extra money, then you could get more quality. But it's not always the case that you spend more money is better quality. Sometimes you can find high quality, and then they don't charge too much. So, like, say for example, you shop at Aldi, they got products there that are really good quality, but they don't cost that much. But you go to like places like Mariano's or Jewel, um, those things cost twice as much, and sometimes the quality isn't as good. An example is like the Raisin brand I like to eat, but the actual name brand Raisin brand doesn't taste as good as the brand that they have at Aldi. And it costs half the price at Aldi, or like a lot less. Same thing with the soy milk. So sometimes when you shop around, you buy a used car, and they really took good care of the car. They could they could give you a really good deal. At the dealership, they might sell it for 40,000, but then you find a private seller, you might be able to get it for 30,000, and the quality is there. It's just that you didn't have to pay too much for it. And that's the thing that requires intelligence. Like, even if you have money, it still doesn't mean that you should just spend without intelligence. Like, you got to do your research into like what to buy, what not to buy, and what's quality compared to something that just costs a lot of money but doesn't have the quality. So you can still save money even if you have a lot of money. And that's an important skill to have. But basically, the more money that you have, it's like better for you, um, especially if you know how to spend it and you're wise with the money. It just puts yourself in a position where you could be so much more comfortable, and then you can make the lives of other people around you more comfortable as well. So, meaning, if your child is having a tough time and they lost their job and they need some spending money, you have the money to let them borrow, you know, and they don't have to worry as much. Or say your child is working a job that they absolutely hate, and they're just miserable every time they come home. If you have the money, then you could tell them, hey, you don't gotta put up with that anymore. I'll take care of things, and then you could give them some breathing space. It's like, the reason why people are in college, a big reason why is because they want to make more money. People don't go to college to make less money. They go to college because they want to make more money. Like, education is out there. The libraries are out there. YouTube is out there. The internet is out there, and it's pretty much all free. But people still go to college, and they still pay a premium to go to college because they want to get a certificate, they want to get a degree, and they want to be qualified, to get a profession in which they can make more money. You know, there's a huge difference between, because I've done this, you know, being a security guard making $10 an hour compared to being a police officer and making like $35 an hour. I mean, there's a huge difference. You're talking about somebody who's making 20,000 a year compared to somebody who's making 70,000 a year. That extra $50,000 every year is huge. The police officer, he's got money for retirement. He's got a 401k. He's got dental and health and good insurance in case something happens to him or his family. Things will be taken care of. He doesn't got to worry about that. He has enough money to buy a nice car. He has enough money to buy a nice home. Um, he has enough money to buy a nice bike. He has enough money to have a child and take care of the child properly, you know. And then it goes, then it goes down to, like, people like that value clothes and stuff like that. And then obviously, you see me without a shirt, I don't really care that much about clothes like that. But some people value that too, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's something that you're putting on your body, and a lot of people judge you by it. A lot of people honestly don't might not respect me because I have my shirt off. Like, what, this person doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, put a shirt on. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just an idiot. But if you put on a nice suit, then people all of a sudden give you more attention. All of a sudden they want to listen to you. All of a sudden they see you as a professional. All of a sudden they see you as somebody that they admire. So in this world, even if you don't value it, there's going to be other people that do value it. So people value clothes out there. And then it's nice to have nice clothes if it makes you feel good about yourself. Like, but if you got dirty clothes, smelly clothes, if you got holes in your shirt, if you've been wearing the same underwear for like a whole week, and you got dirty socks that stink, I mean, it's not going to make you feel good. And it's not going to make the people around you feel good either, because they're going to suffer as well, having to put up with that stench. So it's, that's another aspect. Then there's the whole thing about jewelry, and people like jewelry. Women like diamond rings. Men like gold, or like, it's an energy thing, and not only that, but it's like, it's value. There's value there. So it's like, it's something where it's nice, it gives you good energy, and it has value. A car has value too, but it depreciates, value pretty quickly. But jewelry, on the other hand, doesn't depreciate as quickly as a car like that. If anything, it can maintain its value. So nice jewelry, nice watches, these are all things of value. And you need money in order to get these things. And when you have these things, it does make you feel better. Basically, if you don't have these things, it at least gives you some goals to strive towards in order to, maybe one day you can have these things. It gives you something to go for. If you already have these things, then there's always upgrades. You can always get a nicer car. You can always get better jewelry. You can always get a nicer home. You can always upgrade what you have. And it's not a bad thing. It's not something that's a horrible thing. You even see China nowadays embracing capitalism, and their economy is booming, and they're growing to become so powerful that they're almost just as powerful as America. They've learned a lot from America. So there's nothing wrong with money. There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things, or having nice things, or enjoying quality of life. And aside from all this, what is ultimately important is health. And health gives you a quality life. And if you don't have a nice car, if you don't have a nice home, if you don't have a nice bike, if you don't have nice jewelry, if you don't have nice clothes, do you have health? If you have health, then that's the foundation of all of it. Because if you don't have health, you can't enjoy anything of what I just talked about. Health comes first. So out of everything, that's the most important. A healthy heart, a healthy lungs, free from cancer, the ability to just move and just do what you want to do what you need to do. You need to be healthy typically to make money. And if you can't speak, then how are you going to make a video teaching people anything without speaking? If you can't move, then that's a big deal. Like these NBA basketball players, they hurt their kneecap, they break something, they tear something, that's like millions of dollars going down the drain because they're not healthy, because they just hurt themselves. So health is absolutely important, and that is something that you don't necessarily need a lot of money in order to be healthy. You can exercise almost anywhere. You can exercise at home, you can exercise outside, you can exercise at the gym. And honestly, the gym doesn't cost that much money. Like people, oh, I want to save money, but they don't want to spend, $30 or $50 in a gym membership, but then they don't have a problem, like, spending that money on cable television or something, or junk food, or just whatever. Like people, you know putting money towards your health and valuing your health is just extremely important. And that is something that we could all do. Eat healthier, sleep well, um, exercise. That's the foundation. But when it comes to all these material things, it's nice to have them, and it's a good goal to have, you know. Um, but other than that, what else is important? Free time. Time to just relax, enjoy your life, spend time with family, spend time with loved ones, friends. Like, you don't want to be a workaholic and all you do is value, like, buying things. Like, you're so busy buying things or working hard, making money to buy things, that you don't even make time to enjoy it. So what's the point of, like, spending like $100,000 in a car, but then you don't even have time to drive it because you're so busy working all the time? Like, there has to be a balance. Like, money makes you happy, but if you don't have free time, if you don't even have time to sleep, if you only sleep in 3 hours a night, you're not going to be happy, because you need to sleep. You need to exercise. You got to move your body. You need to eat healthy. And then, you just need time to do things that you love to do. If you like to play basketball, or you like to go on a bike ride, you like to just go to the gym, you like to practice martial arts, or whatever the case may be, you need that time, to make that time for yourself. And also, once again, when you have money, it typically will allow you to have more free time. Like right now, I could make a video like I am right now, and I don't have to worry about, like, working for Uber or something like that, because I don't need to do that, for money. And that's a luxury. It's like, I'm thankful that I can just sit here and make a video, opposed to having to, like, just all of a sudden, oh shoot, I got a call, I gotta drive somebody to the airport, or like, I because you're more comfortable, because you have more money, then it gives you more time. Like, instead of, like, working Uber on Sundays, I could actually spend time with my kids. I could take them to the park, I could take them to the swimming pool, I could go out to eat with them. I could actually do things with them instead of working all the time. Like, they actually get to see their dad, because I have enough money in which to have some free time to spend with them. And that's very important. If all if you're always, if you don't have that much money and you're just working all the time, that's not good. But if you have a lot of money already, or you have enough money, and then you still keep working because you're pretty much greedy at that point, then that's not good either. So money is important. Money makes you happy, but you have to know where that balance is. Like life can't just be all about money. That's not good. But at the same time, it's very clear, that if you don't have money, that's not an enjoyable life either. There's a healthy balance. So that's my take on it from my personal experiences, experiencing a life with not much money for many, many years, and then coming to a life where I actually have money. It's a great feeling. and I'm very thankful to be in this position, and I hope that I can continue to grow um, and better my life situation, but time will tell, but even if it doesn't happen, I I'm at least thankful for what I have, and that's very important, and who knows what the future may hold, but whatever life circumstances you're in, you just have to just appreciate it. If you're struggling, then just appreciate the struggle, in which it will teach you a lot of lessons in life. It will teach you to be stronger, and you're gonna be wiser, and you're gonna be able to be more resilient. And it's all good. Everything's all good. It's a balance. So, once again, I want to thank everybody out there for all the support. And if you enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe down low, and also, if you can, leave a review for me on Google Business, and positive review, and give some support. That's at the link below as well. But yeah, that is what it is. That's all I had to say about that. And oh yeah, this is what I want to say. Like the comment section below, try to be, positive, and give positive energy. A lot of people are looking at these comments, and even my children, they look at these comments. So you could use the comment section as an educational tool. Like, share your experiences. Like, you might not make a video, but you can write in the comments, and then write about your experiences, and what you think, and what you've gone through. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. This is not supposed to be an argument. Oh, he's wrong and I'm right, and all this other stuff. I'm not saying that there's right or wrong. I'm just saying that on my experiences, this is how I feel. But you have different experiences, and you could have some good things to share, some valuable lessons. So share those at the comments below. Like, the comment section should be more of a positive thing, where people, they might find laughter, or they might find just positive energy. It just makes them feel good, or it's almost like reading like a short little quote that's inspirational, or you can actually teach a lot of stuff, just by writing in the comments. So just do some quality. Like, I want my channel to represent quality,